Welcome to The Edge Live. This is the weekend edition. Today is Friday. I know some of you guys are excited because we have a lot of things going on this week. We got a new president. Congratulations, Donald Trump. I know some people are pissed, but the market is still there, hasn't crashed. People haven't died. There was a couple of protesters in New York, but it was no riot. So things are still pretty much the same so far. So we're going to wait for the next 4 years to see where we end up. But we also have a lot of things to cover this week. Tony Robbins, congratulations, brother. You did the biggest event that you've done. 11,000 people in California. What was it, Jay? 11,000 where? San Jose or? Yeah. San Jose, 11,000. I mean, if you're not following Tony Robbins, if you don't know who he is, I mean, he's the real deal. He's the real deal. And now I have the pleasure of knowing him and working with him, and I think I traveled with him for 3 years as part of his Platinum Partners program, and I was introduced to Tony in 2009, and at that point I was looking for motivation. I was looking for the edge, and we've gone through our journey together. And actually we're gonna show a little clip today because he had Pitbull in the show. I mean, like, that's as big as you could get if you actually have Pitbull in the stage talking about the impact that you've made in his life. So, you know, I'll tell you right now, if you're not excited about what's happening with technology, if you're not excited about what's happening right now in the world, if you're not excited about the possibilities, you're going to miss out. You're going to miss out. So I just wanted to listen to this clip that we have from Pitbull. Jay, want to put that clip on?
This is about 1991. I'm living in an area in Miami called Carol City. Y'all can look it up. And my mother has an 82 Pinto that you had to go out, roll down the windows because it got so hot in there you get a 3rd-degree burn if you sat down on the chairs like that when it was out in the sun. And when she could take me to school, she put Tony Robbins on. I can't make this up, folks. Can't make this up. Okay? And one day I went to go touch it because I don't want to listen to him. I'm in 5th grade. I'm in school with boys that got gold teeth, you know, dreadlocks. Like, I don't want to listen to Anthony Robbins. I want to hear like MWA or Poison Clan or Two Live Crew. Right? Well, I went to go touch the radio. She goes, "You paid for this car?" I said, "No." She said, "Don't touch my radio then." True story. And there was one story that he spoke about, which was Colonel Sanders and KFC.
Yeah.
The guy got 1,000 no's before he sold his recipe. And in my mind, as a 5th grader, I'm going, 1,000 no's? It's hard enough for me to just get one no. This guy went 1,000 times, and that's it. It clicked. Right there, it clicked. I got it. I said, man, no is yes. No is yes. So throughout this all, I've applied it to the music game, and obviously you see it works. Gracias a Dios. and thank you very much for all the motivation. But created my own little rules, which is patience, passion, perseverance, equals success. You know? Where it's not about the money, it's about the journey. Where there is no losing, there's only learning. There is no failure. There's only opportunities, and there is no problems. There's only solutions. And thank you. And now we're able to do the same thing that Tony's doing. And what I mean by that is touching people for real. So we got a chance to take our story, take it from a negative to a positive, build schools, touch young minds that absorb, that observe, that really want to learn, and then put them out in the world to make educated decisions. Because obviously we see it's been a very interesting run the last year in our country. Question is, are we making educated decisions? Are we informed enough to be able to go, wait a second, what's really going on here? And that, my friend, is why I'm here tonight. Just to let y'all know that this is real. If you apply it, you really understand it, and you turn it on. I'm not saying you're going to leave here and this is just like a silver bullet and a cheat sheet. Or no, you got to really want it. You got to really understand it. And with that said is, you got to believe in yourself. The minute you believe in yourself, you can't help nobody that can't help, that doesn't want to help themselves. You can't believe in somebody that doesn't believe in themselves. So I'm honored that he would give me 10 minutes to come up here just to be able to speak to y'all, because the truth is, you may hear the music, you may not listen to it, but now you're starting to understand who Armando is. And the only reason we make that music and we do business the way that we do it, for the simple fact that a good friend of mine told me, I go to him, man, money doesn't buy happiness. He goes, no, money does buy happiness. You just got to give it away.
Boom! You got Pitbull dropping knowledge. One thing is listening to Tony Robbins and listen to his motivation. When you have Pitbull dropping knowledge, dropping those bombs, I mean, listen, motivation is nothing without having patience, perseverance, and being persistent. And this is Pitbull. There is no failures, only learnings. There is no problems, only solutions. Man, I listened to that talk, and I'm like so inspired because, I came from the school of coming from another country and being here. So I wasn't lucky enough by my parents that they gave me a Tony Robbins tape. My dad came home one day and he gave me a bunch of tapes. And he said, here, son, learn how to speak English. And then I listened to those tapes every single night. I used to put those tapes on, and it was music, it was hip hop, it was NWA, it was Ice Cube, it was rap. So I was programming my mind every single day, and that's the reason I love to say fuck every single time. I guess because it's in my DNA. Like my first English sentence was, bitch better have my money. So needless to say, my teacher sent me to the principal's office. My mom had to come home and explain why every single word that came out of my mouth was the F word, it was shit, it was that, and I know about programming. So I gave it to Pitbull that his mom had the opportunity to insert that mindset when he was a young kid, that gave him the opportunity for him to actually be able to turn into a positive being around a negative environment. So with that said, I mean, listen, I found Tony Robbins when I was in my late 20s, early 30s. So it just goes around. Whatever you put in your mind, it comes out. And that's the reason I believe in decoding your mindset. Can you decode your behavior? What the edge is finding that code inside of you, decoding your behavior so you could insert a new code. Because unless you're inserting a new code every day, you are being programmed by whatever it's out there. You're being programmed by the media, you're being programmed by your friends, you're being programmed by your environment, and you start believing all this shit that's out there, you're going to be miserable. You're going to be miserable. So you have to find something that inspires you, something that you could hold on to, something that you could actually find a code, a new code. So man, I just want to give Tony credit because he's been doing this for 30 plus years, I think 35 years. I mean, Tony's the real deal. I remember one of my favorite Tony stories was when I was in Fiji, and I went to an event in Fiji with Tony, and I didn't know who Tony was at that time. And Tony loves to put people into games, and he put me in charge of this game with, I had to create a company, and it was about 200 people in that program at that time. And I remember like it was yesterday that I had this idea of recruiting everyone just to create a new company. So instead of having little companies around, I wanted to just bring everyone together. So I recruited 99% of the room. I mean, it was beautiful because 99% of the room decided to join my company. But here's what happened. I wasn't happy until I got 100% of the room. So the 1% of the room, I think it was like 5 people that didn't want to join my company, triggered me. And I was fucking pissed off. And I was pissed off because why wouldn't people want to join my group? Why would people want to join this big vision, this big dream, right, of creating this company within this exercise that Tony had us do? And I remember being so pissed off, and I triggered that energy into my team, and my team became so persistent for this team to join us that we actually turned them off. To the point that at the end of the game, Tony made an example out of what just happened. So Tony had me on the stage and pretty much said that you are the part of the losing team, which he calls it the learning team. I remember standing in that stage and I was so fucking pissed. I was so pissed because I've lost in front of my peers. Because I wanted that 1% to join me. I wanted everyone, because I wasn't happy unless everyone joined me. I was pissed off. At that time, Tony said, Raul, what did you learn about this experience? And I turned red and I started just fucking giving it to Tony. I said, Tony, you're full of shit. This is not fair. You know, this and that. I'm like, for 10 minutes, I went into a rant. I imagine his face right now, and he was just shocked that I'm right there standing on the stage just ripping Tony a new one. Everyone in the stage, everyone outside of the stage was like shocked. And after 10 minutes, just it clicked. It clicked. I'm like, fuck. And I looked at Tony and I said, Tony, I deserve to lose. Because all my life, I've been striving to win. And I deserve to lose because I need to learn how to lose. And it was such an emotional moment because I realized that losing is an opportunity for you to learn something about yourself. That losing gives you the ability to learn something about your market. Losing gives you the ability to learn something about how you operate. Losing gives you an opportunity for you to find the distinctions that are going to get you to become a winner next time. And then Tony started crying, I started crying, and he came to the stage, we hugged, and it was beautiful. It was beautiful because, you know, it just gave me a permission to fucking lose. And after that, I've been enjoying losing. I haven't been too intense about winning. I look forward to failing because that's going to get me closer to winning. So if nothing else that you get from this video, if nothing else you learn from this, is life is not about winning. Life is about, can you learn from your failures? Can you learn from whatever life gives you? Today I had lunch with one of my good friends / now clients, because he came to one of my events and he decided that he wanted me to coach him for the next year. And he said, Raul, like, it's just amazing how much of a drift I've been on. How much, like, I thought like money was gonna make me happy. He says, and now that I have the money doesn't make me happy. And I said to him, so what is happiness for you? He said, happiness is having a purpose. Happiness is having a purpose, having a reason to get up every single day and have a purpose that you fucking matter. And if you right now are looking at this video, watching this video, and you lost that purpose, you lost that drive, you lost that edge, man, there is something inside of you that still says you got it. Otherwise, you wouldn't be following me. Because you know I'm all about igniting that fire, igniting that passion inside of you, igniting that edge. So don't let anybody fuck with your mind. Don't let any circumstance fuck with your mind to the point that you lose that fire, that you lose that edge. Because not just too recently, I mean, just, what was it, yesterday or today, the McGregor thing, Jay?
Happened yesterday.
Yesterday. We saw a fighter. I mean, I'm going now to the next stage, which is the UFC fight that's happening tomorrow. We saw a fighter, Alvarez, a strong motherfucker. He's the champion, getting mind-fucked by McGregor. I mean, just people are going to try to mind-fuck you every single day. The market's going to try to fuck with you. Your employees are going to try to fuck with you. Your customers are trying to fuck with you. It is up to you to bring that energy inside of you, that stand that says, no, I know who I am. I know who I am. I think Pitbull said in there, like, just know who you are. Know where you come from. I mean, some of you guys, I think, forgotten that we live in one of the greatest country in the world right now. And yeah, we might not agree with everything that's happening, but we still are living in the greatest fucking times. Yesterday, I had opportunity to coach for my first time 12 kids, 6th graders, I think 6th and 7th graders for the first time. And it was beautiful. My son was there. And you know, it was just beautiful to see that the young minds are so open. So open, because I don't know anything about basketball. I had an assistant coach help me. But I know about mindset. I know about mindset. So what I did is I taught him the mindset. I taught him the mindset of a champion, the mindset of a winner, the mindset of being part of a team. And at the end of an hour and a half, I think we accomplished more than I usually accomplish with my guys after a day, because their minds were so open. So people are going to want to fuck with you every single day. It's up to you to let them fuck with you or not. So we're going to show a clip right now of exactly what I'm talking about. I want you to pay attention to this clip. This is McGregor going into a press conference, and people were waiting for him for an hour. For an hour. He had everyone waiting for him for 1 hour. So Jay, want to play that clip?
Sorry I'm late, I just don't give a.
Where have you been?
While you were on your way here, Eddie said he was disappointed in the country of Ireland. What do you think about that?
I don't give a what Eddie says. Who gives a? The Irish are back. We've taken back control of New York City. I run New York City. I'm a pimp. Rocking Gucci mink. And without me, this whole ship sink.
Just had a 5-round battle with Nate Diaz in a short turnaround. Are you ready for this fight?
I'm fresh, ready to go. I look forward to it. I'm going to shut this man up. Trust me on that.
Is there any truth to the idea that you want to retire after this fight, or are you going to take time off?
I'm only warming up. I'm only warming up. He's going to have to. I'll take all them belts. I'll take all them belts over there.
Where were you? Why the lateness?
I operate on my time. I operate on my own time. And I'm running early on my time.
Well, here we go.
And here it is for the lightweight championship of the world. Conor against Eddie.
It's okay, I'm not gonna...
I don't want you guys touching each other.
Don't touch
I f***ed up on the Joanna thing. Don't. Seriously, don't. All right, good.
Look at that shit. Look at that shit. Alvarez just got mindfucked by McGregor. Why? Because he wasn't in control of himself. He allowed McGregor to just create a fucking show to win the fight before the fight. That's how you win a fight. I mean, my bet right now is on McGregor based on just his experience and the body language. I may be wrong, and tomorrow we're going to see if I'm wrong or not. Just comment below, who do you think is going to win tomorrow? And based on this, if you don't follow this, guys, just based on this video, based on the body language, based on the position, and based on the mind games that this guy was playing, who do you think right now is mind fucked in the locker room thinking like, fuck, I'm going to kill this guy? And who is the one that's running the show? Who's the one in charge of the show? So comment below and let me know what your experience is after watching this video, because man, it's beautiful to see. It's beautiful to see champions, athletes, how to play the game. If you don't know how to dissect, I mean, that's what I love about doing this. I just love to dissect and just take apart and see the game behind the game. So, because whatever you see up front is not the real game. There's always something going on behind the scenes. There's always something going on in the mindset behind these athletes. So I encourage you to just be a student of the game. Because if you become a student of the game, anything that happens, you could just learn. Whatever failure, you learn. Whatever happens to you, you learn. Whatever people say to you, you just adapt, adjust, and execute. Tomorrow we're gonna see two gladiators going head to head. And based on what I saw now, shit, it looks like one guy is in fucking charge. He's running the fucking show. At the end of the day, the only one in charge of your thoughts, your emotions, and your feelings is you. If you're not in control, if you don't have emotional fitness, you're going to be affected by everything that's going on around you. So the question for you is, this weekend, I want you to be present to the patterns that are showing up of you reacting to shit. Are you reacting to life? Or can you be a student of the game? Can you just create the space and be a player and realize that nothing that's happening really is the truth? Is your perception of what's happening that is the truth? At the end of the day, you create the meaning to everything in your life. All right, it's a wrap. I think we have enough content for today. Share this message if you love it. Comment if you hate it. Either way, let me know. Have a great weekend. Learn it, live it, experience it. Love life.